Police in Stockton, California, have arrested a suspect in the Stockton serial killer case. Wesley Brownlee, 43, was arrested Saturday night while out hunting for his next victim. Hey everybody, welcome to the True Crime Squad. I'm Kristi Brower, and I am your host today. It's so nice to see you. This is our Monday episode, and this is just a quick one. It's an update on a case we've been following closely out of Stockton, California. The Stockton police have arrested a suspect in the Stockton serial killer case. Now, you know from our previous coverage, I think we're up now to 6 victims in this case, people being shot, men mostly, being shot in the middle of the night while walking alone by a gunman all dressed in black. These cases were connected last week through ballistics. And last Saturday night, the police caught who they believe to be the Stockton serial killer while he was out hunting for another victim. This man's name is Wesley Brownlee. He's 43, and he lives within like a 4 to 6 mile radius of where all of the shootings in Stockton have occurred. Now, there was one shooting in Oakland, as we know, and there was also a woman shot in Stockton who survived the shooting. So altogether, 7 victims, I think, now. The police have been working for a while now to connect cases based on some ballistic similarities. And while he appeared to be hunting his next victim, police found him. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning. He was dressed all in black with a black face mask around his neck, and he was armed with a handgun. So, of course, he is innocent until proven guilty, but they have a pretty good idea that this is, in fact, the man they have been looking for. So, what do we know about Wesley Brownlee? Not a lot, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we know. Let me tell you a little bit about what happened on Saturday night, though. There was actually a witness, a man who saw Wesley Brownlee walking around outside. It is believed that one of his neighbors may have become this man's victim. And the neighbor that saw him, his name is Jesse Ivongo, and he said that he didn't really interact with him, but he did see him walk past. Jesse was sitting out on his porch. He said he didn't say anything, just walked by and kind of nodded his head. But after hearing of the arrest of Wesley Brownlee, Jesse Ivongo realized that he, in fact, saw him in his neighborhood and had seen him a few times before next door in his apartment complex. So that was very scary. And of course, people in Stockton have been really nervous because there's no rhyme or reason to these murders. If you are unfortunate enough to be walking alone at night, you might be one of his victims. So people in Stockton are really relieved. Let's see, though. I wanted to tell you a little bit about what we know, and there's going to be a lot more come out about Wesley Brownlee in the coming days. He will be arraigned tomorrow, and then we might know a little bit more. He does have a small criminal history, 4 cases in San Joaquin County. 3 of those were traffic infractions. But he has served prison time twice for the distribution of drugs. He did serve some prison time and some parole and probation time. And he's also had a DUI. Now, I think interestingly, Wesley Brownlee does not have any convictions for violent crime or weapons charges, which I think is really strange that, someone who has escalated to this point has not committed a violent crime before. Well, and I guess has not, been charged with a violent crime. I guess we can't say that he's not committed them. We pretty sure he has, but yeah, so there's not a lot known about him other than he's 43. He's been living in Stockton and he's lived in Stockton and in the area for quite some time. His victims, let's name his victims. We talked about them before. 35-year-old Paul Alexander Yaw, 43-year-old Salvador William DeBooty Jr., 21-year-old Jonathan Hernandez Rodriguez, 52-year-old Juan Cruz, and 52-year-old Lorenzo Lopez. There was also a victim in Oklahoma who was a 40-year-old person, and that was Juan Miguel Vasquez Serrano. And then we also know that he wounded a 46-year-old Black woman, and that was back in April of 2021. And she survived. I don't know if she can identify him. We'll see. I'm sure they'll have her looking at a lineup to see if she can identify him. She was shot multiple times, but did survive. So let's talk a little bit more about what we know. We know that these cases have been linked by ballistics. We don't know if it's one gun or if it's more than one gun, but we know that police know that these are, cases that are connected because of the ballistics. We don't know. There's this shootings. There's the timeline around them is very scattered and random. We don't know why that is. Let's see. But we do know, of course, that the police believe that he was out hunting when they caught him. They do believe that they probably saved somebody's life when they caught him. Their surveillance team had been following him. We don't know also why their surveillance team was following them. They must have known something that we don't know yet about why they were following him specifically. But he was caught on Winslow Way and Village Green Drive in Stockton, and he was wearing that outfit that we've all seen in pictures and surveillance video, all in black, face mask and a pistol. Let's see. In 1999, in Alameda County, he was sentenced to 2 years for possession of a controlled substance for sale. He was released on parole in August of 1999, so he didn't serve very much of his time. He was convicted again in December of 2001 and sentenced to 3 years for transporting or selling a controlled substance. He was released on parole again in May of 2003 and discharged from parole in May of 2006. Now, that's a long time between then and now. Now, public records from San Joaquin County do show some traffic violations in 2021 and 2022, and a felony, along with a felony in 2017 and a DUI in 2009. I don't know what the felony in 2017 is, and I'm curious to hear if that is gun related, is violence related. I don't think that someone just snaps and starts shooting people. There's probably some violence leading up, but we're not sure. They are testing the gun that he had on his person to see if it's the one he's been using in these shootings. And of course, some people in this neighborhood do believe that they have had some interaction with him and, have at least seen him walking around and nodded at him as he went by. So pretty scary stuff for this community in Stockton, California. And fingers crossed, this is the guy and we'll be able to see him work his way through the system and that this community can know that it is yet again safe from the Stockton serial killer. So Again, that's Wesley Brownlee. He's 43. He's currently in custody. He is being held without bail. He will be arraigned tomorrow, Tuesday. And I'm sure on case updates, we'll have more to tell you as we learn more about what the police know about him, how they were brought to be surveilling him in the first place, and whatever else we can find out about him. We always want to know the why, don't we? I certainly do, particularly in serial killer cases. The question of why a person turns to this kind of murder is always a question for me. And hopefully we'll find some answers. And sometimes we do, and sometimes we don't. This is our Monday episode. We will be back with our regular scheduled and regular formatted episodes this week. Regular episode Tuesday and a regular episode Wednesday. Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain will be our case updates live stream. And right after that will be the cold read party. And we're going to be holding a second cold read party at some point because we didn't get one last month. We had technical problems, and we will be making that up for all of you. So stay tuned for all of those great things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. It helps us to grow. And check out the True Crime Squad over on Patreon. We have lots of extra content over there. It's a great way to support us and get more of what we do. And y'all know it. We are the True Crime Squad. Thanks for being here.